Chair, ladies and gentlemen, and friends. As in previous years, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to this annual lecture and to thank you for the commitment you have shown by coming to the Royal Irish Academy this evening. Let me also thank Irish Aid, and through them the Irish people, for the far-sighted decision to face the challenge each year of asking what more can we do to rid the world of the great scourge of HIV and AIDS and to help the people that it affects. I want also to thank the Irish Forum for Global Health for its assiduous work in organising this evening's event. Most sincere thanks to Nadine Ferres-France and to Nicola Brennan and to all of you for your vision and efforts. And as also in previous years, I must apologise for my inability to be with you. I would just love to be there with you, but age and fragility don't allow it. I'm sorry about that. But don't let my absence worry you. The essential thing this evening is the message that our two special speakers will bring about the central importance of doing something to lessen the horrendous impacts that HIV and AIDS can make on the lives of young people. Both are well equipped to do so. Dr. Chewe is from Zambia. I can tell you with pride that she is a highly respected and much admired friend of many years standing, although it is a long time since we last met. Let me make up for that by greeting her now and welcoming her to Ireland. Mulishani Mukwai Eheba Chewe Moesene. Dr. Luo specializes in child health, especially in a tropical environment. This expertise has led her for many years to be interested in programs for children and AIDS, and in turn, all of this has led her to her position today as the International Chief of UNICEF's HIV/AIDS Division. Our second guest speaker is Daphine Abaho from Uganda. I have not had the privilege of meeting Daphine, but I have been greatly impressed by a short film about the work she does for HIV education, prevention, and care among young people in Uganda. Daphine herself is a young person who has been very open about the fact that she is living with HIV. Her courage in doing so, and the way she always draws on her condition to inspire young people in Uganda to live an HIV-free life, surely deserve our respect and admiration. Last year, our theme at this gathering was Hands Up for HIV Prevention, leaving no one behind. Unfortunately, the story about HIV prevention remains fairly bleak. The number becoming newly infected with the disease remains stubbornly high. Indeed, instead of going down, it is actually increasing in some parts of the world. And while great efforts are being made to leave no one behind, one group that has effectively been disregarded, not receiving the attention it requires, are the ones we are focusing on this evening: adolescent girls and boys, young women and men, all those between the ages of 10 and 24. Adolescents are at the age when puberty occurs, when with all its physical, psychological, and social changes. This is a time of enormous vitality, innovation, discovery, questioning, hope on the part of young people. It is a time when romantic and sexual relationships begin to occur, a time when the young person wants to assert personal independence and is prepared to face dangerous situations with the naive belief that it won't happen to me. This is a time of challenge for young people when they are looking for understanding, encouragement, affirmation, information, and the skills they need so that they can safely travel the bumpy road to adult life. But it is a time when these qualities that make a young person very charming and endearing also makes that person open to HIV infection and makes girls at high risk of early and unintended pregnancies. And compounding this danger is the fact that our adult world is not doing enough to help them. This has led to the deplorable situation where deaths from AIDS are increasing among adolescents while they are decreasing among every other age group. The number of adolescent deaths from AIDS has tripled this century, something that has not happened with any other age group. The estimate at present is that every 10 minutes, somewhere in the world, one or more adolescents will die from AIDS, while globally more than a third of the new HIV infections are occurring among young people between the ages of 15 and 24. Ladies and gentlemen, this is simply unacceptable. Adolescents and young people deserve of life better than that. They need information, they need services, they need commodities, they need treatment and care, and their need is that these should be available in an environment that is open and welcoming to young people. But much that they need may be in very limited supply, if available at all, and where available, it may be offered in a setting that is far from being youth-friendly. In fact, it may be youth-hostile, reeking of disapproval, censure, stigma, discrimination. In addition, all sorts of legal, policy, and social barriers may prevent young people from accessing such health information and services that are available. In some countries, young people must have adult consent, usually from a parent, before they can access HIV testing and counselling. It's easy to see the almost insurmountable barrier that this places on going for an HIV test and related services. Can you imagine a worried youngster in the mid-teens saying, "Mum, is it all right if I go round to the clinic for an HIV test?" Or even, "Is it okay if I go to the clinic for medicines and things?" Clearly, legal norms must protect children and young people from harm, but they should not be so restrictive that they prevent them from accessing services that would help protect them from HIV infection. And friends, there is one other thing of great importance in this area. I am speaking to you from Zambia, which is in the heart of Africa. And one of the things people don't always realize about Africa is that it is a continent of very young people. In many countries, Zambia included, 2 out of every 3 people are under the age of 25. And the youth population in our countries is expected to increase by leaps and bounds in the coming years. In other words, while the rest of the world, Ireland included, is growing older, Africa is rapidly becoming younger. This presents great promise for economic development, with a large working-age population that could lift the continent from its present poverty-ridden state into a more prosperous future. But it also presents the great challenge of confronting and overcoming HIV and AIDS among these increasing numbers of young people. The human rights and dignity of each of these young persons demand that they get all the help they need to keep themselves HIV-free, and that they get the treatment and care they need to remain vibrantly alive, even if infected. If HIV is not successfully addressed in African countries, the growing population of young people could well turn into a ticking time bomb, spelling disaster for the region. But if HIV among young people is brought under control, the prospects for Africa and likewise for other regions are bright. This challenges us to ask, what can we do about this? Dr. Luo and Daphine will surely take up these and similar matters this evening in greater depth than I can do in these few introductory remarks. I feel sure that both will stimulate a great desire in you to see an improvement in the response to HIV among young people, and maybe even some among you might come up with the thought, if that was my own son or daughter, would I not move heaven and earth to make sure that they got the necessary information, protection, care, and treatment? With these few opening remarks, I thank you again for your presence and support this evening. I wish every one of you an interesting, even if challenging, evening, and when it is over, I wish each one of you a safe journey to your homes. Thank you, and may God bless all of you and those who are dear to you, and good evening, and God bless.